Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be telling you about all the Minecraft 1.19 news from the last week. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft videos like this one. And so what we're going to be doing today is mainly going over some tweets by the developers about the wild update. Of course, this week we also got Minecraft 1.18.1 with a couple of bug fixes and some changes to the world fog, but we'll mainly be focusing, as I said, on, for example, frogs, tadpoles, and the Warden, all stuff being added to the wild update. And so let's just go over to Twitter and see what the developers have been tweeting over the last week. And so we start over here with a tweet by King Bedrock talking about Deepslate. So he says, I realized while some people really want to be able to instant mine Deepslate, it's really cool seeing people starting to use TNT to carve out tunnels instead. Incentivizing other forms of removing blocks is a plus to me. So this is mainly just explaining why Deepslate isn't instant mineable. Of course, stone, if you have a diamond pickaxe or netherite pickaxe and a haste to beacon, you can instant mine the stone, and it's really satisfying and really easy to mine out large chunks of terrain. But this is not possible with Deepslate, and so he explains that that was a deliberate decision and that he likes to see people trying to remove these blocks in a different way here, for example with TNT or with maybe respawn anchors or whatever. Then we also have a reply here by Logical Geek Boy, who, well, has a suggestion here. What about if it's only instant mineable with haste 2 and a netherite pickaxe with efficiency 5? That would give an incentive to get netherite and a beacon for those that want the progression. Well, some can normally mine, others can use TNT. This gives players options for how they like to play, which I think is a very fair point. I mean, Slice Slime has also read this and very nicely responds with, only with a netherite beacon, gotcha, makes notes. So of course that's a nice joke, but I think they will discuss this and we might see a change here. We probably won't though, because of course this is how it is in 1.18. The full release is already here, so I don't think they'll be making a change like this. But it's nice to know why this is the case at least. And then we have a really interesting tweet here by Lady Agnes. So she says, we have tadpoles and buckets for the wild update. So not only are we already getting a beautiful screenshot of the tadpoles over here, but along with that we also see a new item, or actually two new items. So first of all, there is this tadpole in a bucket, which looks amazing. So of course, you can put any type of fish in a bucket. You can also put axolotl in a bucket. But in 1.9 you will then also be able to put tadpoles in buckets. So that's really interesting and they're already working on it. Looks really cool. And if we look at the inventory over here, we also see a second item here. And I believe this is actually a frog spawn egg. And we'll get into why I think this is a frog spawn egg later on, of course. You could say it's a tadpole spawn egg because tadpoles and frogs pretty much the same thing, right? One evolves into the other. But we'll see later on why I do believe this is actually a frog spawn. And we also get a nice look here at the tadpole itself. It's a beautiful cube with a little tail at the end over here, 2D tail. It's a very, very small mob, but of course there's also a smaller mob being added to 1.19. That's the Firefly. We haven't really seen any images of that, apart from, of course, what we saw during Minecraft Live. If you want to get reminded of what we got shown during Minecraft Live, then I have a recap video in the top right hand side of your screen to watch after this video. But it's really cool to see that the Minecraft developers are already really working on this and getting some awesome results already for the wild update. And speaking of the wild update, we also got a tweet by King Bedrock, Minecraft gameplay developer at Mojang, and he says here, Skulk Shrieker and Warden in Bedrock working really well, and then him and some others along with Nembomb have been working really hard to bring the Warden and other Skulk blocks to life. So of course we've already seen the different Skulk blocks in Bedrock Edition, but we've now also got the Warden in Bedrock Edition. They're not in the Bedrock beta just yet, but that might be very, very close. So here we see the images of the Warden. There we see probably the Warden coming out of the ground, and here we see the Warden screaming at us. We can also see that there are no souls in the Warden's chest here, or they're at least not lighting up. So maybe that's just a little bug they have to fix, or maybe that's some sort of feature we don't know about just yet. And so as for the Skulk Shrieker, it looks pretty much the same as it already does in Bedrock Edition currently. So I think they're mainly focusing on the Warden here, adding it into Bedrock Edition. And then as I mentioned before, yes, we indeed got a Minecraft 1.18.1 this week. And they also say that they fixed a critical multiplayer security issue. So yeah, that was something that was happening over last week. There was a big security issue found in Minecraft and there were fixes coming around left, right and center. you had to restart your launcher, whatever. I do believe that now pretty much all the versions don't have this security issue anymore. Well, there is some more stuff here in this update as well, so tweaking world visibility and fixing some bugs. So that's mainly it. We've mainly covered this already in a previous video where I covered the first pre-release for this update 1.18.1, so go watch this video. It's linked in the top right hand side of your screen. So here we have some more information about that security issue. Here we see that what to do, of course. They say close all running instances of the game and restart the launcher. This was a couple of days ago, so you've probably already done this. But if you use, for example, third-party launchers or modified launchers, please follow the advice of the third-party provider. So make sure you are aware of this security issue and know that your launcher has fixed this. Then we have another tweet by King Bedrock, a very serious tweet. Yes, I did want to incorporate it here because I think it is nice to be able to differentiate between joke tweets and actual information tweets, right? So here we see King Bedrock saying, after popular demand for me to speak on this, I'm happy to announce and confirm that yes, you can eat the Warden. Of course it's a joke, but sometimes it is difficult to see what are actually jokes by the developers and what are actual features and other stuff they're actually announcing. And so if I ever misunderstand something or say something is real when it's actually a joke, yeah, that can happen. I mean, the developers also just people who share content and make jokes on Twitter. That's also what they do, along with sharing some awesome information about new updates, of course. But I just thought this was really funny. Then we have an interesting tweet here by Alexander Ustman. So he says, now don't jump to any conclusions, but next Bedrock beta might have something fun in it. And so far we haven't gotten a new Bedrock beta just yet, but I mean, there are a couple of speculations I have here. Of course, jump here is capitalized, so it definitely has to do something with jump. And so this can have multiple meanings, of course. Of course, it can have to do something with jumping in Bedrock Edition or whatever. But, I mean, we also have a frog, right? A frog that's coming in 1.19. I don't expect to already see a new Bedrock beta for the wild update with the frogs in it. But, I mean, that might be me jumping to conclusions, right? I don't know. We also have King Bedrock here replying, will you be jumping into the next beta, Felix? So either this could be frogs in the next Bedrock beta, or we are indeed jumping to conclusions there. That's also possible. Then we have a really interesting video here by Lady Agnes. So she says, me and King Bedrock are refactoring the frog animation code a bit, working as intended, almost. And so this is a really interesting video, so I'll first just play it out and then comment on it. So here it is. Yeah, that is quite crazy. Look at those beautiful frogs. I think these are definitely working as intended. Yeah, for sure working as intended. Beautiful. And so this is really interesting to see because first of all, yes, we get confirmation that the spawn egg is actually a frog spawn egg. So we see that the spawn egg is being used in a taiga here. So of course the frog will have 3 different versions, I believe. So there will be one in the swamp, there will be one in the snow, and one in the desert, if I can remember it correctly. So it's weird to seeing it spawn in the taiga, but I suppose this is just the swamp variant, and you also get that by default if you just spawn it in any biome. But we do indeed see that this is the spawn egg for the frog, and we see that the frog is now in the game. I do believe this is Java Edition. And we see that they have the frog here, and yeah, it's definitely not working very well just yet with the animations, but it's nice to see what they're working on, of course, and these are just incredible little bugs that happen. So crazy. Wow. And so there we go. Those are all the important tweets by the Minecraft developers about the new Minecraft 1.19 wild update. It's really cool to see the tadpoles and the frogs already in the game, along with the Warden, of course, in Bedrock Edition already as well. Really excited to see what's going to be in the next Bedrock beta, although, as they said, we might be jumping to conclusions there. And so I think that's pretty much it. If you like this video, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft 1.19 news and other Minecraft videos as well. And so I want to thank my tier 3 member, this Mikola. Thank you so much for becoming a tier 3 member. If you also want to become a member, click the blue join up my video to check out the different tiers. But there we go. I hope you all enjoyed the episode in the next one. So until then, bye bye.